are invincible, undeniable, and two-time Super Bowl champions. Welcome to the Indiana Chiefs Fan Podcast, where we talk about our favorite team, the Kansas City Chiefs.
Jeez.
I am Golden Jay, and with me is a three-time podcast favorite, Chico Noise.
What's up?
And our newest comer to the Golden Mojo Entertainment family, we call him the Chief, Phil Jordan.
Chief.
Welcome, gentlemen. How you guys
And
doing?
you forgot to mention first-time podcaster.
One-time podcasting
Yeah,
host.
one time. Sorry,
Oh.
I had to throw that in there. Everybody else had podcaster after their name. No.
Well, you are the newest, to the Golden Mojo family, so
Yeah, I know.
that kind of covers it. He's a one-time podcasting host.
Yeah.
Hey, and that's okay. It's okay.
It is. Believe me, it's fine. I am a four-time podcasting host, and it's a little busy, but I love it, or I wouldn't be doing it. So, gentlemen, did you guys have a good week?
Yeah.
Yeah, I had a good week. I spent a lot of money this weekend because we lost power for almost 12 hours.
Yeah, had some serious storms come through our area on Saturday morning.
Yeah, it was ugly. I'll put it that way. I watched it and I was like, oh my gosh.
I watched it out my window from my bed. I just laid in my bed and watched it.
I couldn't. The thunderstorms were pounding too hard. The thunder just kept waking me up. So I got up, opened the shades, and sat there and watched the trees bend almost in half.
Yeah. What was it Saturday morning when I sent you a text and said it was hailing really bad?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
I mean, we had
Yeah,
some
so
big chunks.
Yeah. I mean, other than that, it was a great week.
Good. I wish I could say that it was a good week in Chiefs history this week. We've got a couple things that I'd like to go over real quick that I don't know if you've heard or have seen the reports on. I'll take that as a no. Let's start off with Ian Rappaport reported that wide receiver Justin Ross has been placed on IR, ending his rookie season with the Chiefs. Now, if anybody remembers last week's episode when we talked about the draft, he was an undrafted sign for Kansas City. And I really liked his highlight reel. And I really thought that he was going to be a nice little add-on to that wide receiving core. He was also the one that I talked about had the spinal injury that he had in college. But apparently he had some foot surgery and getting some cleanup on that, and it's just going to take him out for the entire season. So hopefully 2023 we'll get him back and we can see what he can do. So that's one of the downsides this week. Also, just announced just a few hours ago, according to this podcast recording, Clyde Edwards-Helaire has been placed on the physically unable to perform list. And that's a big deal in Kansas City because he's pretty much our starting running back. So,
but we did bring back Gore, which we talked about, and we were impressed with him. But yeah, having anyone of that caliber on the PUP list is kind of a little concerning, but at least they had depth at that position so far.
Well, that's exactly it. And we talked about that last week about the depth of them going out and getting these guys in the draft and some free agencies and stuff like that, getting that depth and that what makes that so important, because here we are, we're just starting training camp and Helaire is already out.
Did they say what it was? It's not career. I mean, year ending. Since PUP, you got to stay on there, 6 or 8 weeks or something like that? Or did they change that because of COVID?
I am not 100% sure. They didn't get into exactly what was going on. They just put him on the injured reserve. So,
okay. Or
physically unable to perform. So,
yeah.
PUP.
Gotcha.
Yeah. It looks like Azure Kamara, a defensive end from the Cowboys, is going to be signing with the Chiefs too this week. So we look forward to another nice defensive end out there. Once again, depth. Just
that I
getting
did
that
see
depth.
today.
I don't think he's actually signed the paperwork yet. I think it's just I think they're just a little bit ahead of the curve on that one. So I don't think he's actually signed yet. So if he doesn't sign as of next week, we'll retract that statement. And last of my notes here from my research here in the last couple of hours that I've kind of gone through. Dick Vermeil, head coach Dick Vermeil, gets his gold jacket in preparation for his enshrinement into the Pro Football Hall of Fame. I'm telling you what, right there, that is a well-deserved Hall of Fame inductee right there. We're super
guaranteed. I mean, his run with the Rams was awesome.
Legendary.
His run with the Chiefs, falling short of, winning a playoff game, but still legendary in the Chiefs,
Chiefs
coaching
Kingdom
hierarchy.
Yep.
So,
yeah.
Congratulations.
Yes, I always liked Dick Vermeil. I thought that was pretty awesome that he's going to be inducted. So well deserved. Congratulations to Dick Vermeil.
And like
Cheers.
I said, my most notable quote for Dick Vermeil: "Are you going to solve your defensive problem? Score more points on offense."
That's all it takes.
We're gonna have to find that clip and put it out there.
There you go. Well, gentlemen, this week's episode is the road to Super Bowl 54, 2019-2020 season. Sorry, I don't know where Dick Vermeil was in the 1990s. I heard something in there. I don't remember.
I would have taken a Super Bowl win in the 90s for sure.
Oh my God, yes. It's nothing like the anxiety of watching the regular season. You do well, you get in the playoffs, and you're just like, this is our chance. This is our time. This is our shit.
You guys probably would have taken a playoff win even in the 90s.
Yeah, I think we had the longest drought, I believe, of playoff losses.
Like 15 years or something.
Yeah, of being in the playoffs and losing every single time.
Yeah,
I could be wrong on that. Again, this is just my statement.
This, by the way, that is our disclaimer. We are not 100% factual. This is an opinionated Chiefs show, so please enjoy the opinion of a bunch of just super fans that didn't necessarily know all the ins and outs.
The only opinion that matters is we just love the Chiefs.
That's right. No, that's not even an opinion. That's a fact.
That is straight fact.
So yeah, let's talk about the road to Super Bowl 54. Let's get into the fact that this is basically our 50-year drought between the Super Bowl 4 win and the Super Bowl 54. Yeah.
Math.
Math is hard. I hate math.
It was 1966. We played the Packers in Super Bowl 1 and lost. That was Lombardi's Packers, right? It was the Lombardi trophy. So
yep.
And then it was 70 when we beat the Vikings. And then go.
Was that Fran Tarkington?
I don't know.
I'm not sure either.
Hold on, I gotta grab something. You guys keep going.
All right, we're gonna keep rolling. The chief has to step away. I'm afraid to know what I think we all know what he's going after.
Oh yeah, I know what's got set in the door. No, I don't know if it was Tarkington. I'm not sure.
I'm not sure either. It's definitely something that I'm gonna have to look at because I just don't know. But anyway.
But yeah, 50 years of drought between 70 and 2019, 2020, when we went back and played the 49ers. But in there, like we mentioned before, there was that span, of 15 plus years where we didn't even have a playoff win at all.
Yeah, the last playoff win, I do believe, was my boy Joe Montana in that run that they had just to the AFC Championship, and they lost to, I don't even remember who they lost to exactly, but I remember watching those games. I remember
Oh yeah.
kicking
I
back
don't.
and enjoying them. But yeah, yeah. Let's see. Let's see. He retired in 1995.
Huh.
And I remember 95 extremely well, and especially that time period because Joe Montana retired.
Mhm.
My grandfather, your great grandfather, passed away,
April.
and the Oklahoma City bombing all happened right about the exact same time.
Yeah.
How's that for? I mean, that is for me. That's three big things in life that's how I remember. That was all 1995, and then a couple months later, Chico Noise was born.
Oh my gosh. Yep.
So yeah, we didn't win another playoff game until Alex Smith actually
Yeah.
she came to the team. So
And even then it was probably wild cards and maybe the first playoff game.
yeah,
If it
and
wasn't the wild card.
my thing with Kansas City is that I always hated when they had the bye week. I mean, it's always a good thing when they have it, but it's always a bad thing because we always seem to come out flat a little bit coming into
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know how many times we lost to those damn Colts in a divisional game
Yeah.
in the playoffs. I hated that because then being Indiana people, that's all we had to hear about. Oh, your Chiefs got beat by the Colts again.
Yep.
Sorry, I was trying to find my 8mm Super Bowl IV film.
Oh, nice.
Were you
I
gonna
will
say,
find it
like
next time.
spin it on the camera, or what were you doing?
Yeah.
He was actually gonna get his projector.
It's got
out.
Let's play it in the background. That's what should be going on right now.
Yeah, I mean it's got a really nice color photo. So I figured
Nice.
it's cool to kind of show, but it's not where it should be.
Uh-oh, it's been moved.
Need a shelf on that wall.
So we
I
were
blame the wife.
Yeah, probably. So we were actually talking before we actually come on air about all of the changes that we had going into that 2019 season. So Chief, you want to kind of run us through that a little bit?
Well, I'm thankful that we got rid of our defensive coordinator.
You weren't a Bob Sutton fan?
I was not at all. I was no, to say the least. I mean, don't get me started on how to line up on a football.
Oh, you're going back to the 2018 season where D Ford couldn't stay on point.
Yeah. I mean, that was so depressing. I remember giving high fives and everybody's hugging, and that stupid yellow flag came out and kind of ruined my day.
Well, we're gonna get past that, Bill. I mean, let's let that one go.
Well, all right, that's fine. It's been on my brain for a long time. I don't think I'm ever gonna forget.
I can only imagine.
So as we were talking before, notable ads that I think everyone knows, Tyrann Mathieu, was a huge signing at safety. Brashad Breeland, quarterback.
He's not a good one.
A cornerback. Maybe he was a quarterback at some time. I don't
probably
know.
was in high school. Yeah, or in high school.
Yeah, high school.
Yeah, it's weird. A lot of these players, they start out at quarterback and, they do wind up, going to other positions that they excel at.
Right.
So what's interesting with that is, those are, some of the top 2 or 3 players I can think of. Notable cuts: Justin Houston, Eric Berry.
Oh, the great Eric Berry.
Yeah, I mean, Eric, we supported him. He supported the Chiefs for so long. He had that battle with cancer. It was a heartfelt goodbye for him.
Oh, yeah. And he didn't, he tore his Achilles. He destroyed it pretty much after he made it back as, coming back after all the cancer treatment. And and to go out. And then that's pretty much it. He's not come back into the NFL. I know there's been talks a little bit about it this year, maybe him coming back, but I haven't heard anything substantial.
Yeah, I hadn't heard anything on that rumor tree either. Other notable items, we had a good draft that year, I believe. McCall Hardman, Juan Thornhill, Rashad Fenton, are the three that come to, everyone's mind when you think about who made a difference in, our road to the Super Bowl. All three of those, were main players.
Right.
And if you want to, those are, what I can think of for the players that really helped us out. Obviously the whole team helped, but
Right.
I think some of the, front office, who they brought in made a huge difference. Can't say enough about our front office, for the past 4 or 5 years. And then, Chico or oh my gosh, sorry. If you guys want to hit coaching changes that we were talking about as well.
Well, I can tell you right now, the
biggest
Sutton,
one being, that was the biggest one.
And he didn't move on. They just let him go.
The
rest of them are, that's the big one because he was a defensive coordinator. The rest of them are just kind of, they let go. He was promoted, Britt Reed, sorry. But I don't think he's there anymore. Is that correct? Is that Andy's son?
He's not there.
He's gone.
Yes.
Yeah.
He's gone.
Mike, he was a defensive line guy. Mike Smith, was gone. They're all just kind of the, I don't know how to, they're not lower line. There's no lower line coach in that, on a football team, but they're not the big names that stick out that everybody talks about every game. So I don't know that.
But they were notable additions, I would say. It made, I think, in the background.
Well, Bob was replaced by Steve Spagnuolo, which I think was a big one.
Spags.
Yeah, we like Spags.
But yeah, other than that, not a big marquee name as far as coaching wise that I don't even see going on to defensive or offensive coordinators yet. So there you go. I don't know that there's anything exciting there besides the Sutton to Spags. Gunner, do you remember any of that along the way?
Oh gosh, I don't remember many of the coaches that swapped out, other than the ones you mentioned.
Or players. Any other players that came in and made a huge difference that I forgot?
No, I think you guys pretty much covered them all.
I didn't mention Mitchell Schwartz as well.
Oh, there you go.
Sorry about that. He was actually, I think he made a big difference.
And besides the players that we let go and the players that we brought in, we just kept most of our players that did well for us the season before too. So we didn't.
Well, except for I'm going to stand by that statement, but Justin Houston, I think it was time for him to go. That was for that. That's how I feel, but some people weren't happy about it.
We've talked about this in the past where it's just like, the front office is, even the coaching staff, they know way more than what we get to see on just a Sunday afternoon. They see practices, they see the ups and downs, and they look at it a little bit differently than say, the fans do. We see Justin Houston as a sack machine, they see Justin Houston as two seconds slower than what he was, 4 years prior to that when he was a sack machine. So, the veterans are great for leadership and stuff like that, but these younger players are a lot faster, and a lot of them are learning the game a lot faster too. So, and that's the big to do when you're looking for somebody who can read an offense and know what they're going to do long before they ever hike the ball. So,
we did well by trading basically D Ford. I'm just looking through the notes here, we got a second round pick in the 2020 draft. So, it's like pretty decent.
D went to San Francisco. Is that right?
Yep. And Frank Clark, we traded. We got a 3rd round pick, the 2019 draft, and he went to Seattle. And we got a 1st and 3rd round pick, I think, and 1st and 3rd and 2nd round pick also as well. So we got something out of them. In other words, they just weren't cut.
Right.
So
right.
I think all that helped build, the 2019 team.
Oh, that beautiful 2019 team. We did talk about and I think the last pod, or maybe the one before that, where you were talking about that quarterback who was
2019 Chiefs.
Look at that. He's all set. The collection. But we talked about that 3rd string quarterback who had to come in and make it happen. That was Matt Moore, by the way. So
yeah, good
come up with that
follow
name.
up on that one. He's a notable addition, late in the season to secure our playoff run.
Yes. Yeah, definitely. A lot of time he's played in the NFL, either as he did some starting years, didn't he?
Yeah, and he played for Andy Reid as well. So Andy Reid knew that he could come in and play his system. I think that was the major key on why they got someone that was out of the NFL.
Right on.
So big kudos to Andy for pulling the trigger on that one.
Definitely. The guy knows his shit. It's all good. We all know that. Yeah, so it's just crazy looking at this list of the players that we had during the 2019 season, and just seeing some of these names that actually are no longer there. Anthony Hitchens, Reggie Ragland, Bashad Breeland. Oh wow, there's Tyron, Daniel Sorensen, Shavarius Ward. Did Blake Bell and Dion Yelder, tight ends, are no longer with us. Just crazy how well. And then there's that number 10, Tyreek Hill. He's no longer with us, but big part of that Super Bowl season, probably one of the biggest parts, in Tyreek. But yeah, it's just crazy to look over this list and be like, damn, and it's only been a couple years ago.
Yep.
Names that you would say every Sunday all the time.
Oh my God, you'd be cheering them on like crazy. Daniel. Oh, here's the big one. Here is the big one. Dustin Colquitt. He was part of that. Yeah. As Gunner raises his jersey because he has the jersey curse.
Thanks, Darren.
Do you ever hear the jersey curse there, Chief?
No.
Go ahead, Chico. Explain to him the jersey curse.
So my buddy Darren, huge Cubs fan, bought a Cubs player's jersey. The player retired that year. The next year, huge Colts fan, buys a Pat McAfee jersey. McAfee retires. Sarah gets me this Colquitt jersey for Christmas. Colquitt retires.
But he didn't retire. He got traded. Yeah.
Traded, but then kind of retired.
But
yeah.
So interesting to note on the road. Oh, sorry about that. I dropped the beer. I dropped the beer, but I saved one.
Party foul.
Yeah, it wasn't opened yet, so it's good.
So disappointed in you right now.
But Matt Moore was brought in after Mahomes got hurt in the Denver Broncos game, and he secured 2 wins, along with the rest of the team, of course. But interesting to note. And I think who was our backup quarterback that year? I think it's still the same.
It's Chad Henne.
I believe he got hurt in that towards the end of the Bronco game. I have to Google that, but he got hurt, somewhere in there, and Matt Moore came in and, got us the last 2 wins. And, I think we'll hit the other part of that later on how that ended towards the end of the regular season. How many things had to fall into place that, Jeremy, I've told you about, and
right.
It was so exciting, but we're getting ahead. We're getting towards the end of the season, not the beginning. But that's what everyone wants to talk about, the playoffs,
the playoffs.
Yeah.
Well,
what happened, but we had a lot of really good games. There's a couple games I still question in my brain how we lost them, but it happens.
Well, let's just do a quick recap of the regular season of 2019. Obviously, we started off 4-0 with wins against Jacksonville, Oakland, Baltimore, and Detroit. Now, it's not really a stretch to beat Detroit, but
Yeah, that's true. Although they played us tough, it was 34-30.
Yeah, you got to admit when Detroit can put up 30 points against us, that either our defense was still a little slack or whether well, and that is actually true. Thinking back, just as I said that was the year that our defense in the first 3 quarters of the season really was struggling.
Yeah, it's kind of like after the bye, they woke up, or right before the bye, something like that.
Well,
if
you look at go ahead.
The scores, it started week 11, I guess, or I'm sorry, week 13, right after the bye. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah. Look at the small numbers of the opponent, but it's interesting to me because it took them that long to buy into Spagnola's system. But once they did, they seen how well it worked. And, and you can tell this by looking at these scores, and we'll get there in just a second. Let's just run through the next 2 week 5 and 6. We lost to the Colts and to the Texans. And there's those damn Colts again. I swear to God, Kansas City has this thing about the Colts and losing to them.
Oh, trust me. I watched that playoff game and we were up 21 points or something like that, and then lost. I'm like, seriously? and of course, it was a playoff game, so we wanted the trend to continue, evidently, at that time and point.
Week 7, we beat Denver. Week 8, we lose to the Packers. Now, if I remember right, was Rodgers out that game?
Yeah, I'm gonna say it was either Mahomes or Rodgers because the next time they played, I think Mahomes was out.
Right. We beat in week 9, we beat the Vikings and then turned around and lost to the Titans the week after. And then week 11, we beat the Chargers going into the bye week.
What stadium did we play at that week?
Let's go a la Taquica.
I just wanted you to try to pronounce it.
Telemundo Deportes.
I think it's Estadio Azteca.
I was going to go with the Tico Taco Bell.
But it was played in Mexico City. There was a lot of controversy during that game as well, as I recall, people using laser pointers and, stuff like that at the teams.
Oh, really? I don't remember that.
Yep.
Dang, what's up with that? I know that that's bad news. It's never really good to have laser pointers because
I think that was the game again. That's my opinion, but I remember some uproar about it, coming out after the game was done. So like the next day or two, it didn't come out during the game. But anyway, just that's what I recall.
Right on. So we did the bye week in week 12. And then we did the 5-game win streak where we beat Oakland, we beat the Patriots, we beat the Broncos, we beat the Bears, and we beat the Chargers again.
What was significant on week 17? Who was New England playing week 17? And all they had to do was win and secure home field advantage.
I don't remember.
That's a dramatic pause.
History quiz.
That's a dramatic pause.
And I think I'm right because I was at the game and I remember it. I believe it was Miami, and Miami sucked.
Is that the one that Miami come back late in the very end of that game and just and took it away on I don't even remember. It was some sort of really crazy play or something, wasn't it?
Yeah, and on TV, or at least at Arrowhead Stadium, they were announcing both games simultaneously, which according to Mitch Holtis, was a big no-no, but he didn't care, I don't think.
We love Mitch. We love Mitch. Mitch, if you're listening, we love you.
So if I got all my facts straight, I remember them, we would play a play and then they would give recap on what was happening in New England and the Miami game. And, they basically beat New England to secure us home field advantage throughout the playoffs.
Nice.
That was a unique moment. I'm going to make sure it was Miami.
Probably that'll never happen again ever. Was Tom Brady was still in New England at that time, right?
Yeah.
It's his last year.
Yep.
I was thinking it was him and that damn Buccaneers.
Speaking of Miami, I do want to hit on something before we get to the Super Bowl. Don't let me forget.
Just before we get to the Super Bowl?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, so that's our regular season there. We let's see, there's the Chargers ended up scoring 21 against us, the Bears 3, the Broncos 3, New England got 16, and the Raiders got 9. So that was what we're talking about with that defense. It picked up on Spagnuolo's scheme, and you could tell the difference because, I mean, every other game except the other Denver game was either 20 or 30 points, scored against us. So
yeah, it is validated that it was Miami, and with 24 seconds to go, Miami scored and secured the win.
Yeah, that was that crazy play that they pulled off.
And I was at that Arrowhead game, and when that was announced, it went crazy in there. I mean, it was almost like one of those 142 decibel moments. It was pretty exciting, and anyone that was at that game, can relive that in their mind probably forever.
Right on. So that means that with that, Kansas City takes the number 1 spot in the AFC West. Also takes home field advantage throughout.
In the AFC.
In the AFC. Well, I'm just looking at the AFC West division right at the moment. So, but yeah, that also leaves that. It doesn't leave them at number 1 in the AFC that year, though. Which kind of leaves it a little flat on that. We got home field, but I think it looks like Baltimore was number 1 in the AFC. We just happened to be number 1 in the AFC West that season. So looks like it was the Ravens, the Chiefs, the Patriots, and the Texans all taking number 1 in their division, with Buffalo and Tennessee coming in on the wild card spots. There you go.
Hoorah. So I was wrong on basically New England would have had to have come to Kansas City. I think it was what everybody was happy about.
Right on. Looks like our divisional game, we played against the Houston Texans. Now, you were talking about that game before we started.
Yes, that game's scary. So my wife and I were at the game. We did our normal 555-mile drive. Happily to watch this game.
Right.
I figured we would dominate them, and well, they surprised me. I think they surprised everybody, and those that are betting fans probably were pissed by the end of the game, but we were down, would I say 21-0 in the first quarter?
Yep.
And I turned to my wife, Karen, and I was like, I didn't drive 555 miles to watch this bullshit. So we looked at each other, and I said, as I mentioned before, I do smoke. I said, let's go have a smoke. Let's clear our mind, and let's get some mojo going. So it takes you about 4 minutes to walk down, smoking area. As soon as we get down there, fireworks are going off. We're like, yes, we just scored. So, now it's 7:21. And what did I say? It wound up being at the end of the first quarter, 28. Yeah. So 21. It's amazing how a team can come back after being down 21 points and be leading at halftime.
Right.
Anyone that's a betting man that bet on the Chiefs for that to happen is probably a millionaire by now. Because the odds of that happening, and I don't care how good you are very slim.
Right.
To come back and be leading at halftime, let alone win the game. Was it 51 to
31.
31. Yeah.
Yep.
And the other caveat that I like to say on that game, which I shared with Jeremy before, was I don't know, about halfway through the fourth quarter, Kansas City scored so many touchdowns. After every touchdown, they let fireworks off. War paint used to go on the field, all that good stuff.
Right.
But on the scoreboard, they put, due to scoring too many touchdowns, we've run out of fireworks. And that was another one of those 142 decibel moments where the crowd just went nuts.
Yeah.
Well,
I'll tell you what, right now, that's a tough thing to do, to score so many points that you run out of fireworks to.
So yeah, that was my, the three moments in the game, us looking at each other saying we didn't want to drive that far to watch our team lose in a playoff game, going down to have a cigarette to get the mojo going. And as we're down there, the fireworks go off. And then the third thing, we ran out of fireworks. I mean, that was just awesome.
I gotta love it.
Yeah.
All right. So in case I missed it when going into that, that was the divisional round. We had the first round bye, so we didn't have to play in the wild card. So that was the divisional round. Then we went into the AFC Championship.
Yeah, who did Baltimore lose to? I forgot, that knocked them out, that gave us home field advantage.
I don't know.
That's a good Google.
There you go. Google that bad boy. So we went to the AFC Championship game, and we played the Tennessee Titans, where we beat them 35-24 to go to our first Super Bowl in 50 years.
And I will say that was one hell of an exciting experience. As Jeremy can attest to, last season, watching Cincinnati Bengals, unfortunately, get the AFC Championship and the whole ceremony that goes on behind it. But, obviously no one left that stadium.
Oh, I imagine you guys stayed as long, forever.
Yeah. And, watching them get that trophy, watching the Hunt family, pretty much celebrate their dad, Lamar, and it's Lamar Hunt trophy is back where it belongs in the Lamar Hunt family at that time. And, the other moment that kind of sticks out, and I've said this before, is, they'll let the players come up and do a little talking. Mahomes is all about the team, and the only thing I really remember besides Mahomes was Kelsey grabbing the microphone and just singing Beastie Boys, "You Got to Fight for Your Right." And I have it on video. We will upload it. The entire stadium sang the song with them, with absolutely no music. I mean, I don't know if Kelsey planned it. I think it looked like it was a spur of the moment thing, the way that he acted, but man, it was another 142 decibel moment. It was just something I'll never forget.
Well, yeah, I mean, like I said, 50 years, and a lot of people that were there probably don't remember the last time. I know that me personally, I don't remember when they went to the Super Bowl. Might have been a few years before I was even born, but 30 years of waiting, I know that I was pretty damn excited just in my little house here in the middle of Indiana cornfields. So
yeah, I don't remember who sings that song about the Chiefs, but I've been waiting 50 years, but I'm not even 50 years old, but I've still been waiting.
Oh, Mac Lethal.
Yeah,
Mac, there you go.
Guy, he cracked me up when he put that in the lyrics of his song. I was like, well, that's how I feel, being a lifelong fan. We weren't there for Super Bowl IV, so
right.
We only got to watch it on 8mm. You're welcome to come over and watch it anytime, guys.
I bet your dad remembers that, though.
He does very well. He remembers it. Yeah, he was happy that we won. He tells me about it here and there.
He's a lifelong fan, living out there and knowing where everything's at in Kansas City.
Yeah, if we put him on the show, we'll have to extend it to a 3-hour episode, and we'll probably cut it down to an hour and a half.
Yeah,
we get through the jokes.
Yeah, Gunner's just gonna take his headphones off and just go in the other room.
Yeah.
I love your dad, man. He's a great guy. I enjoyed my time with him, setting out by the fire at the Airbnb. It was a good time.
Yeah, you'll be on at Yogi in August.
Oh, really?
August. Nice. Yeah.
When?
I think the last week of August.
Okay, I got to make sure my schedule's clear so I can try to be out there. Even if I'm DJing somewhere, I got to make sure I'm there so I can come visit with him.
Yeah, it'd be fun. Hang out again. So
yeah,
but definitely. Maybe we'll have Senior Citizen Day and have him on.
There you go.
And I hope he watches this because he's going to call me and give me a hard time.
Did you tell him we were doing this, by the way?
Yeah, he watched the first one. I don't know if he's watched the other ones yet. So
right on. Well, shout out to Daryl. What's up, buddy? We keep calling him out.
Yeah, we will.
So anyways, we headed out Super Bowl number 54, 50 years since we beat the Vikings, and we played the San Francisco 49ers. And let me give you a couple takeaways from this win. Okay. So Chico and his wife Sarah were here at the house, and we always try to watch the games together as much as we possibly can. We don't get to watch all of them together, but it's still with the big ones we always try to. I was actually banned to my room because I was in such a fit of hysterically temper tantrum. And I was sent to my room to watch the game. And the beauty of that for me is that it calms me down because the TVs are like 5 seconds difference. So if something good happens, I can hear Bobby from the other room just screaming and hollering, woo-hoo, oh my. But if something, bad happens, then I know that too. And I can just close my eyes and make it go away. So that was the one thing I can take away from that.
But aren't you superstitious as well? Because I invited you guys over and you're like, nope, I got to do the same thing I've been doing.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
Throughout the season.
I'm big
so
on
I'm
superstition.
Guessing what didn't you tell Bobby on one of the games to go outside because she was outside and we were winning or started coming back and winning or something like that?
Yep. I said you need to go outside and just watch through the door. It's January. You just go stand outside. You'll be fine.
That's awesome.
The other takeaway from that game is, and you can take this as superstition, you can take this as a big jinx or whatever you want to take it as, but San Francisco did something where they recovered a fumble or broke the ball loose from I don't remember exactly. Scored a touchdown and then went and celebrated the whole team. Well, not the whole team, but the whole defensive team.
Defense.
Yeah. In front of the camera out there flaunting their stuff like they just won the game. And that seems to be a big turnaround for Kansas City. It's like it pisses them off or something, and they just get more motivated to come back and kick your ass.
Yeah, it happened this season as well.
Yes, it
did. Last season. I'm sorry.
Well, yeah. But yeah, that was the turning point at that moment, and I remember it.
How many minutes in the third quarter?
I don't remember.
7 minutes, 37 seconds, something like that. I'm gonna have to go back and Google it, but it's somewhere. It's either 9 minutes and 37 seconds or 7 minutes, 37 seconds to go is when we just kicked the burners on.
Yep. And we turned around and won that game. Do you remember what we were down at halftime?
I do not recall. I have to look it up. Hold on one sec.
Chico, do you have any idea?
For some reason, like 18 comes to mind, but that doesn't even sound close.
1 second. I'll give you the exact. So it was 20 to 10.
20 to 10
in the third quarter. And
if
then
I remember,
and then it was 0 points for the 49ers in the fourth quarter and 21 for the Chiefs.
If I remember right, it was interesting to go back and watch the game again, because we watched it 2 or 3 times, that Super Bowl. And it's interesting for me because I go back and I watch it and I'm like, it was a lot closer than what I remembered actually watching the game in the first time, when it actually aired. And I'm like, man, we're actually keeping it somewhat close, or it's kind of a battle or whatever. But yeah, there was some certain times where it was insane.
Yeah, I mean, we were trying to run the clock out, by running the ball,
right?
And accidentally he scored a 40-yard touchdown. I mean,
oopsie, sorry about that.
I mean, that's just amazing. I think, was that Damian Williams that did that, or
I believe so. Yeah, I think Damian, because didn't we have to bring him back because we released him, or we put him on the practice squad or something, and we had to bring him back because we were a lot of the guys had gotten hurt.
That was his only touchdown of the game too, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I was just trying to remember if it was Damien or not, but I just remember, hey, we're going to run the clock out, and he just goes to the left and all the way to the house. And at that point, I don't remember how much time was left, but there wasn't much, and I knew that we had won at that point. So the Jordan household was very happy.
You weren't at that game? No, you were at the AFC Championship game, right?
No, that game was in Miami.
Okay.
I wanted to tell my story about Miami.
Well, let me have it.
Because late February, after Super Bowl 53, I was on a plane that laid over in Baltimore and then flew down to Miami. This is the year before we went down there and won the Super Bowl. And I was in Miami, but I was at the Hard Rock Stadium for a conference for my job at the time. And I'm walking in the stadium, watching them do all the construction and going to meetings and stuff, and just, enjoying that stadium, not knowing that the Chiefs were going to be there in less than a year playing in the Super Bowl. And now I was setting that is that if it would have been 1 year later and we were at that conference, there would have been all the Super Bowl stuff and all that stuff would have been there. It just, I look back on that as like just a disappointing moment in my life.
Well, maybe you help make it happen. You being there as a Chiefs fan, they're like, all right, it's our year.
Yeah.
It all depends on how your superstition goes. And
remember walking up,
Karen and I. Oh, go ahead.
No, you're good.
No, then the previous podcast where we talked about all going to the AFC Championship game and the ice storm and getting room 322, which is my birthday.
Yeah.
Turning on the TV and Muhammad Ali documentaries playing, and the first song they play is "We're Going to Kansas City." And the whole year, just like my wife, she's like, "It's our year, it's our year, it's our year." And right there, I had nothing but, I was like, "Yeah, we're winning this damn game. There's no question. There's too many damn signs." And I'm not a superstitious person at all. My wife is. I'm not. But when you get 322 and going to Kansas City to playing out of a movie that you turned on in a hotel room, come on.
Yeah.
Well, and you also throw in the big caveat of your wife turned 50, and that was the 50th anniversary of them winning the Super Bowl. So I mean,
yeah, that too. That's her superstition. That, and like I mentioned, our house did not change.
Right.
We did our ritual, which you forgot to mention.
What's that?
Before the Super Bowl, what's our ritual?
Oh, we always in between the AFC Championship game and the Super Bowl, we always meet for lunch at the Industrial
Revolution.
Yep.
That is, and it didn't even matter that the Chiefs weren't in the Super Bowl last year. We still did it because it's just a really cool tradition. And since we don't get to see each other much in the winter, it just works out really, really nice because it's that January, February time frame, and we get to go visit with you guys, and it's just awesome.
Yep. Who else had superstitions about that? Was it your wife, or was it Bobby that had certain things, or Sarah, or someone else?
They both do.
They both
have the little ones.
What is Sarah's superstitions? What does she do?
She's always wearing her Chiefs pajama pants every game. Always. She will not wear a jersey unless we are at the stadium. She always sits in the same spot on the couch. She doesn't change that. And then I'm pretty sure when we go over to mom and dad's for a game, she always sits on the same couch. So,
it's true. It's
but,
true.
and
But
she does put her pajama pants on and wear them over there to watch games.
it's
Sure.
awesome. It's the best. I
Like
always
I said,
have I always have a thing where I won't wear a jersey during the game. And last season I had a certain Harley Davidson shirt that I always wore during the game.
And see, Karen and I are opposite. We all, me, her, and her mom, which she is a 2 or 3 year Chiefs fan now. And she's never followed sports her entire life. We all wear our Mahomes jerseys. So
Right on.
for every game.
Nice.
So yeah, what a great game in Miami, and to come back and to win that game, and even just the whole playoffs that year were pretty damn exciting. Yeah. I don't think there was a game that playoff season at all that we didn't come back from a large deficit of some sort.
Yeah, it was pretty consistent after the second half. It was comebacks.
And the Chief is gone. He is gone. He had a frozen face there for a minute. If you're watching on YouTube, you probably laughed at him because it was kind of a goofy face.
Did you guys freeze up, or was it just?
Yeah,
I think it was you, Bill.
I think it was you. No, it was a great playoff run, and it's super exciting. And for us as Chiefs fans, I mean, that's just remarkable. What a remarkable way to go and win the Super Bowl.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And there's the one thing I go back and watch it probably once or even twice a year, if not more. NFL Films put out the short film they did after we had won Super Bowl 54, and it's like one of those most touching, you get goosebumps, almost makes you cry. You get the whole thing with Patrick running up to his dad, and they're both crying, and then you got the part with Kelsey going up to his dad, and
right,
and it's just there's just so much of the little stuff that you don't see happening because you're watching on TV. But then they put together this short film, all the guys that are mic'd up, all the guys that they're running around finding all their loved ones, trying to give them hugs, confetti's falling everywhere.
Right.
You get all of the stuff that led up to the game, and usually they recap the playoffs in those short films, and they do in this one. It's NFL Films. If you get a chance to go check it out, as a Chiefs fan, it'll probably make you cry because it's just.
Oh yeah,
now it's nostalgia because it's been a couple of years, and
right.
It's like just remembering that moment.
You talk about that with Patrick and all that. Something to bring up. Travis Kelce's brother Jason,
yeah,
who was a center for the Philadelphia Eagles, was at that game. But a couple years prior to when the Eagles won the Super Bowl, Travis was at that game, and that's a really cool little interaction between those two. And as far as Travis got to see his brother win, and Jason got to see his brother win.
Yeah,
and I think that's really cool. And I'm sure that was probably in that documentary film too, is it not? Did they touch on that?
I'm sure they did. I'm sure. I don't remember. Must be time to go back and watch it again.
It must be time to go back and watch it as we gear up for the 2022-23 season. Something else to make note of, and I know that Phil's not with us because I think his internet went out, but we talked about the Industrial Revolution, the tradition that we have started where we meet him between the AFC Championship game and the Super Bowl. The year that they won, then it had been 2020 when we actually met up for that lunch.
Mm-hmm.
He actually walked in to the restaurant carrying a box, and it was I'd bought some of the KC vodka, the vodka bottle, and I can't remember what else he had in there for me that he had ordered a bunch of stuff and ordered me one, and I paid him for it or whatever. But as he's putting that stuff out and showing it to me, he reaches in and pulls out, if anybody has ever been to Arrowhead, you can get a Bloody Mary in a souvenir jar.
Yeah.
And so he brought me back one of these Bloody Mary mason jars, and it had the confetti and all that stuff in it from that AFC Championship game. And it, you know, that's still one of the coolest things that I have on display in my living room. So, hey, you're back.
Yeah, I have two ISPs, and both of them took a dump at the same time.
We were just discussing our all the stuff you brought me during at 2020 when we met up Industrial Revolution.
Yeah. You know what? If I would have known how much they were selling confetti for,
yeah, no kidding.
I would have brought a broom and a black bag and swept all that up.
Yeah.
I just did it, you know, just to grab a few pieces. I wasn't thinking of people are going to make money off of this.
Right.
They did. Yeah. The Chiefs are making money hand over fist off that confetti. I mean, I have one of the keychains. Finally, I got one off of the season ticket member portal with 10,000 points, and I got a limited edition keychain with the confetti in it.
Nice.
Sorry, I'm not giving that to you, Jeremy.
Oh, you sure? You know, maybe you can will it to me or something.
Okay.
All right.
I might have to will it. The gunner will be so old.
I know, right? More than like, hey, what is this damn thing? Holy shit! What are we gonna do with that? Let's just put it over here. But yeah, we were just talking about
stuff. I bought way too much stuff.
Okay.
It'll be all right. Yeah, we won't hold it against you. That's for sure.
Did you tell him the story on the hardest thing that I bought after the Super Bowl win?
I'm sure I know the answer to that, but it's not coming to me at this moment.
The wine bottle.
Oh
yeah.
See, in my mind, I'm thinking about all the stuff you brought me during that lunch. I know that the vodka bottles were in there.
Mm-hmm.
What else was in there? Do you remember?
I remember the vodka bottle. I remember the the Bloody Mary thing with the confetti.
Right.
A towel, 2 towels.
Right on.
I think that was it. There might have been something else. I'm not sure, but yeah, there was quite a lot of junk we brought you.
Oh yeah, like I said, like I was telling you brought this box into the restaurant, and but yeah, the big thing was that mason jar, the Bloody Mary souvenir cup with the confetti in it, which sits right underneath my TV. And I just every once in a while just give it a little shake, to keep the mojo alive in there. That's more that superstition, people. You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I bought one of those. I don't know what they call them. The wine bottles that are huge.
Yep.
There's a certain name to them.
It's the Manos. I think it was Manos Wine Company actually put out the AFC Championship or the Super Bowl Championship.
Super Bowl rings wine bottle.
Yeah, you bought the ring. You bought the 5-gallon one or something, and
the huge one. And I went to that website probably 10 times, and it's like $500 for the bottle, $50 for shipping, and I'm just like sweating bullets. And my wife sees it. I'm on the website again because there are only 500 of them. And I was like, man, only 500. How many are actually going to survive the next 15 to 20, years in my brain, And my wife's like, just buy it. And I went click. I had her approval, so I was good. That was I think that was the most expensive thing that I bought after the Chiefs win.
Well, I bought one too, but I bought the small bottle.
I have that one as well, the whole collection. They started it the year before, remembering, they did a Super Bowl 1 for Super Bowl 4, I think a couple years before that, and they made, like a yellow one, a black one, a red one. So, Manos Wine just got into supporting the Chiefs or however that worked out, but buying that $500 bottle of wine, which for anyone that's asking or thinking, no, it will never be opened.
Never. So let me tell you this though, Phil. So I got the 64 bottle and then the AFC Championship bottle, and then the ring bottle or whatever. You ordered all those for me, but I remember I had them all set up and I was showing Gunnar and Sarah. And you know what Sarah told me or asked me? So, do we get to open those at your wake?
Hey, at that point, you don't care.
And well, and in the grand scheme of
worth some good money.
They're going to be
Actually,
Will
they'll be on my
and
shelf.
Sarah. Yeah, exactly. They're Gunnar and Sarah's anyway after I die. So it
So
doesn't
no,
really
Sarah,
matter. But
Sarah, you're listening to this. We're not opening them ever. They're just going to be on a shelf.
They just on a shelf.
Yeah. So yeah, I keep my wine bottle down here in the basement, the Chief's man cave. So it's safe. It's in a cool place. It's on its side as it should be. So if someone did open it, 40 years from now, it might be drinkable. Oh, I remember the name of the bottle, wine bottle, for anyone that's going to correct me. I think it's the Imperial wine bottle is the correct name for that size.
Oh, nice. Well, I know Manos must have some sort of deal because all over my Facebook right now, and they're trying to get me to buy it, is the Colorado Avalanche Stanley Cup, win this year, and they've done an etched bottle with that too. And I just looked at Bobby, and I'm like, probably not. Yeah, probably won't do that.
Not a fan of that. So I bought every piece of alcohol I can find that had Super Bowl memorabilia on it. I mean, I filled my back of my car up with it. It's insane. And no, I did not open or touch any of the closed cases. I'm that kind of person.
Right.
I just can't do it. Anything that I buy, I don't open. I mean, I showed you that pack of cards. I don't even know when I bought them. I mean, obviously in 2019, but this has never been opened. It'll never be opened unless, someone wants to offer me a substantial amount of money for this. Because I don't even know what these could be worth, unopened. So, I mean, right there in the front, Pat Mahomes. Yep. So
let's open it and see what you got in there. There might be something really good buried in there.
It tells you on the back.
It tells you?
Yeah, Patrick, Travis, Hyde, Watkins, Hitchens, Ragland, Jones, Tony Gonzalez. Okay. No, he was part of the 2019 team, but okay.
There you go.
Tyrod Matthew, Frank Clark, Juan Thornhill, and McCole Hardman.
That's a nice little collection inside there.
Yeah, but where did Tony come? I mean, don't get me wrong. I love Tony. Tony's awesome, but okay.
maybe they re-signed him for one day just before they won the Super Bowl, so he could have a ring.
So this was made in 20. So by the way, I'm reading the back of this. This was made in 2019. So,
so before they won the Super Bowl.
Yeah. So that could be very collectible for all I know.
Well, I have one more thing to add to the fact that the Kansas City Chiefs win the Super Bowl February 2nd, 2020. And this has been brought to my attention a few times that Kansas City wins the Super Bowl and the world shuts down in a pandemic.
Yeah. What? Almost 1 month later, almost
a month later. Yep.
And I will again say, the office of the Chiefs, did well by the season ticket holders by allowing us to opt out.
Right.
I will say one thing I wasn't happy about though is I didn't get my Super Bowl season ticket member gift box by opting out. That's my only beef.
Right on.
They typically send out some kind of not prize, but
like some sort of gift or whatever.
Yeah, a gift for being a season ticket member every year. And that year it was the 2020 the Super Bowl box, and I didn't get it. But 2 years before that, I got the Chiefs flag. And I only fly the Chiefs flag in the playoffs, including the Super Bowl. It's the only time that flag is flown. I don't fly it all year. As soon as the game's done, I go out and take it down. I marked on there the 2 Super Bowls we were in marker, with a W. and one with an L. I don't want any more L's.
No more L's, please.
Yeah, it's actually sitting right over there. I can see it from where I'm sitting. But yeah, I only fly it during the playoffs and Super Bowl.
Nice.
If we're in it, if we're in the Super Bowl, let me clarify that statement. I will not fly it if the Chiefs are not in the Super Bowl.
It's not a Super Bowl flag. It's a cheap Super Bowl flag.
Yeah. But maybe I should fly it at half mast if we're not in the Super Bowl.
There you go. Sounds like a wise choice. Well, boys, Chico, you need to add anything to the end of this? Or would you like to say anything about the Super Bowl run?
No, I think I'm good.
All right.
Hey,
Phil?
Chico, get this. Guess what movie I watched over the weekend? Give me the ball. Give me the ball. I want the ball.
You want the ball?
I got you the ball. I got you the ball. So oddly enough, I did watch that over the weekend because we were talking about it at the end of, I don't know, episode 2, I think.
Right on.
We were talking about, the other podcast that Chico does. And I think, is that your number one?
It was my number one.
So oddly enough, I hopped on one of my whatever, Netflix or Prime or whatever, and it happened to be right up there in the top, and I clicked it and I watched the entire thing and laughed.
Yep.
I forgot how good that movie actually was.
Oh, I'm a son of a bitch. Oh, I'm a son of a bitch.
Oh yeah, and the guy, the sumo wrestler eating the eggs.
Yeah.
And he puked and they moved, as a group, and the coach is like, well, at least that's the first thing they've done as a team.
Yep, exactly. I do want to make a reference to the call guys and the two offensive linemen that were the bodyguards, the brothers or whatever.
Christopher Big Black Boykin.
It is not.
Wasn't.
Chris, it was not. It
okay,
was
Colton,
not.
there you go.
Yep. There you go. It was not. I went and looked it up. It's not. It's not Big Black from
Robin
Big
Big.
and Robin Big. So, yeah, just so you know, it's just a little cross reference there. But
interesting.
All right.
I just wanted to let you know I did rewatch it and I really enjoyed it. And Jeremy, I know you said you rewatched the Super Bowl two or three times.
Mm-hmm.
I know that. I know that's a lie. I've watched that thing probably 50 times.
No, I have not. I've only watched it maybe two times. I have not watched it a ton.
I
not
think
that
Mom's
many.
watched it a couple more, but
Yeah.
Yeah. Actually, I would put it on as white as noise in the bedroom and just sleep like a baby. I would fall asleep.
Rewatchable.
I don't know, man. It might give me anxiety all over again.
No, I would fast forward to the third quarter, whatever that minute mark was.
Right.
And just let it play, and I would sit there and watch it and then fall asleep, and it was peaceful.
Have good dreams.
It's a beautiful thing.
I did that for a long time. So but it is white noise. If you like white noise in the background, any kind of football.
That's true. I've taken many a nap Sunday afternoon to a boring Bears game or something like that.
Well, that's kind of what we do when we go to the Chiefs games. We'll go to a noon game. We'll be in the tailgating area around 8:30, which means we're out of the house at 7:30.
Right.
By the time the game's over, you're just totally spent. And Karen and I turn on a football game in the bedroom, fall asleep, get up, get dinner, and then watch the night game.
There you go.
Rinse, repeat.
Rinse, repeat.
And you guys will fall into that category, I guarantee you.
Oh, hey, I'm all about napping after a midday game.
Oh, I love it. After a huge win, yeah, I'm all for it. So, by the way, guys, I'm still trying to get Jeremy to get a personalized plate, but his wife said I can't pressure him into buying anything else.
I'm not allowed. Yeah, you got to stop. You got to stop pressuring me into this stuff.
Yeah, season tickets might have been as far as you could ever go.
That's a big jump for me.
Going forward.
That's a big jump for me.
I will. I told you guys I give you total kudos for finally pulling the trigger. And, now that you have them, I don't think you'll ever give them up, to be honest.
As long as I can still afford them before they go completely skyrocketing. But, happy with them so far.
If they skyrocket, you sell 2 or 3 games, pay for next season, put it in the bank, good to go.
Well, I'm working on that in a few games that we're not going to make this year.
So one thing I think for next year, when we get back to this, after this season, I'm going to go on the record and say there will be a waiting list for Chiefs tickets finally.
Oh, I believe it, because seeing as how we are the new season ticket holders, as being our first season, we were very late in the picking scheme of those tickets. And there weren't many left when I got to pick my tickets. So
yeah, I'm just telling anyone that's watching this podcast that's always wanted to get in to be a season ticket member, this might be your last year without a waiting list. That's just my 2 cents. I don't work for their front office. I don't sell tickets. I'm just going off what I see available, and based off what Jeremy told me as well.
Right on.
But I think it's a good investment.
I think so. And we'll be happy to be out there and rooting on our favorite team, the Kansas City Chiefs. Anyways, gentlemen, let's get this wrapped up for tonight. Gunner, Chico.
Yep.
You got my socials?
I do. Everybody, thank you for listening to the Indiana Chiefs Fans Podcast. You can get us wherever you get your podcasts, whether that be Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, Stitcher, Podbean, anywhere you get your podcast. Check us out on YouTube. We do video. And it is posted on our YouTube. That is under the Indiana Chiefs Fans Podcast. Just search for that there on YouTube. You can also find us on Facebook, facebook.com/INChiefsFansPod. And if you want to tell us any stories that you have from Kansas City, you can send us an email at inchiefsfanspodcast@gmail.com. I was told today by Rob at work that he did send an email, and I'm going to tell you right now, Rob, you can explain that email when you are a guest here on the Indiana Chiefs Fans Podcast. While you're listening to...
I'm going to have to go read the email?
Yeah, go read the email. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Yeah, I got to go read an email? I'd
be happy to read an email. That's fucking awesome.
Hey,
I read emails all day. Phil reads emails all day, and I'm pretty sure you read emails all day.
And hold on, I'm the tech guy, and I don't even have access to read emails.
Oh yeah, we get you the email.
I'm just messing with
Phil the email.
Yeah. Okay, Phil.
Also, while you are checking out all of the other podcasts underneath the Golden Mojo Entertainment umbrella, you can check out the Call Guys podcast. That is facebook.com/the Call Guys pod. Golden Image podcast, facebook.com/Golden Image podcast. The Murdnerds podcast, facebook.com/Murdnerds. And the United States of Paranormal podcast, facebook.com/the United States of Paranormal.
That's two sop for short.
Two-sop.
Yeah.
Two-sop. Much easier.
Yeah, it is one. Wait until you try to spell it. And TUS. All right, guys. Thank you again. A great week. I love talking to you about the Chiefs and the road to the Super Bowl 54. This has been an awesome episode. And you guys have any parting words for our listeners?
Yeah, what's up next for the listeners next week?
Well, next week's going to be an interesting week because Chico will not be with us because Chico is going to be in Disney and in Florida, doing his thing. So next week, and Phil, are you going to be with me next week?
I'm going to do my damnedest. I won't be able to do the arrowhead chop with this hand. It's going to be weird doing it with my other hand, but
yeah, that's what she said.
Yeah. If I'm not, you're such a nerd. If I'm drugged up, it might be an awesome episode. But yeah, I plan on being there. And it'll be on Wednesday recording, right?
Yes, we'll be on a Wednesday recording.
Yeah, if not, I'll juice up Karen and send her down here.
Well, you
there's your episode with mine. There you go.
I don't
Phil can't make it.
I don't know if I can handle that.
Who the hell was she talking about all the time on your other podcast
Freddy
in the
Krueger?
background?
No,
Jason Voorhees.
Yeah, she's like, it's at a campground. It's him. Oh my God.
Yeah, that's your wife's a little crazy, but if well, next week I definitely will be talking about Arrowhead Stadium. And Chico, I wish you could be here. If you can, I'll go ahead and send you the invite if you have a free moment, and can just jump on your phone or whatever, and just give us an update on what you're up to and how much fun you're having down there. That would be great. If not, we totally understand, man. He's on vacation, heading down there with Sydney and Lucas and his wife Sarah to go
a good time,
play around at Disney. So.
Oh yeah.
There you go.
But I'll try to be on. Like I said, it's Wednesday. I should be recovered. Hopefully, if not, I'll watch it later.
There you go. Well, you let me know as soon as you can whether you think you're going to be okay. If not, right. I think the Skywalker has volunteered to come in and just co-host, so we can.
I am not your father.
I am not your father. He. We'll have to have that whole stupid Seattle view from that side, but I'll still make it talk about Arrowhead Stadium, so it'll be a good time.
Hey, tell him you can go to the game.
He might be going to one if I can't take Sarah on her birthday.
Oh, you thinking about taking him to that game?
Maybe.
All right.
Wants to go.
All right. Just keep me
informed.
informed.
It's me and you.
Hey, if he can't go, I'll definitely go with you. Okay. I have that weekend free, so
sounds good to me.
Very nice.
I'll head back down to Kansas City.
Hoorah.
All right, gentlemen, thank you. And to all our listeners, please go like and subscribe to our channel. We need those views. Let's get those up. And we appreciate all the people who've been listening. And from our little slice of the Chiefs Kingdom here in Indiana, here's what I have to say. How about those Chiefs? And I'll see you guys next week. Bye.